It had been a year since the Ori had retreated to their home galaxy. And with the criminal syndicate, called the Lucian Alliance, running amok, the free Jaffa nation needed to stabilize itself. So together, with their Tory allies, they were rebuilding the wrecked city of Dakara. Once the repairs were done, it would become the nation's capital.
The Ori wrecked this place, wiped the city from its face. But now they all are gone, and nothing can go wrong. Building back up the walls, undoing all the fall. The city will soon be alive, this planet with them thrive, and the Alliance will soon fry. We'll make those monsters die. We will let them poison the galaxy with dross, going to crush those stars. This place will be our home, no more need to roam. But this place is more than brick and wood, it's about what's true and good. It's about healing all the scars, about reaching for the stars, no longer accepting cages and bars. We're already free, and the city will be something wonderful to see. With a bit of help from the Tari.
Lieutenant William Sanders had never been off-world until now. Well, he had been posted at the Alpha site for 3 months now, but since that was part of the Stargate program, it didn't really count. So when he had been sent to Dakara to help with the reconstruction, he had been surprised by what he had found. But the biggest surprise had been Yara. A Jaffa female, she was funny, she was feisty, and she was pretty. For months, something had been growing between them. And today, he had finally worked up the nerve to kiss her in her living room. Then her father had walked in. So now he was running towards the Stargate.
Jaffa! He kissed my daughter without asking me. Jaffa Crane, Jaffa Crane. I landed within my staff, or maybe just snap him in half. Jaffa Crane, he's almost at the gate, but for him it's just too late. Jaffa Crane, I'll have his head, make him extremely dead. Jaffa Crane, Jaffa Crane.
Sanders had made it to the DHD and dialed Earth. He quickly transmitted his clearance code before running through the puddle. Dakara was replaced by the calm-controlled situation of Stargate Command's gate room. The iris closed behind him. But the real problem was General Hank Landry and his cold stare. Sanders swallowed. He would have to explain what had just happened to the general, and he would not be happy.
You couldn't keep it in your bed! Why should I give you the smallest chance? Why should I throw you in jail? And your commission without fail. Throw you in, live and work. You'll never again live firm. Or let the dead ever stay, send you back the other way. Touch of the roaring can break through. Set fire is where you'll be. We need to throw them a bone, 'cause we can't stand alone. Right now, you're king of making them blow you. What else am I to say? What else am I to say?
Sanders swallowed, not having an answer for the general. Landry told him to leave, that he would learn about the general's decision as soon as it was made. As he walked out, Dr. Daniel Jackson and Teal'c walked in. They had been down in the control room, talking to Yara's father Roland over the radio. Landry turned to Jackson and asked how the conversation had gone.
Things were heated between Roland and Yara. He almost made her a pariah. Teal's got him to stand down. We should still visit that alien town. Talk to Yara face to face, put all the pieces into place. Ask her how she feels about things, why this matter really stings. See if we can smooth it over, save Sanders from the meat clover, repair the damage done, make this wound gone. If you give permission to proceed, then Teal will take the lead. We'll go to Dakara right away, try to salvage this messy day.
Landry gave the go-ahead and Teal'c nodded. He led the way to the gate room. While the gate dialed Dakara, Landry went back into his office. He would leave Sanders in doubt until he got an update from Jackson and Teal'c, let him sweat for a couple of hours. Even if they managed to smooth this whole thing over, the lieutenant needed to be punished for this mess. He would contact the commander of the Alpha site and have Sanders reassigned to kitchen duty and scrubbing floors for the next couple of months.
My name is Harriman Davis, which only rhymes with navies. Why do only officers get a song? It's unfair and it's just wrong. I help keep this base going without people ever knowing, my frustration ever growing. I rarely get to go off world, sit here with toes curled. Don't underestimate the enlisted, without them everything gets twisted. I'll have my day in the sun before my time here is done.
everything gets twisted. I'll have my day in the sun before my time here is done. Don't underestimate the enlisted. I'll have my day in the sun before my tally of fun. Don't underestimate me.
Producer Alan Smithy sat behind his desk and sighed. He'd just listened to a Stargate musical he'd found on the internet. This was something he had put an immediate end to before his bosses came down on his head. Or worse, the idiot who created put out a second act.
I just listened to the worst piece of Stargate fan-fiction. The horrible rhyme with terrible diction. My name is Alan Smithy, and it is my duty to make sure a sequel to that musical will never be. I'm telling legal to send a cease and desist, just in case the fool who wrote that musical can't resist. And Walter, an evil Cuban spy, that is included. Why? Landry exploding like a volcano, just know. And the plot wraps up too smooth and quick. The temptation for a sequel is just too thick. And we never heard from the Jaffa girl. Another reason to give a part to a world. But I won't let it be. Oh, my name is not Alan Smithy. Exploding like a volcano, just know. And the plot wraps up too smooth and quick. The temptation for a sequel is just too thick. And we never heard from the Jaffa girl. Another reason to give a part to a world. But I won't let it be. Oh, my name is not Alan Smithy.
Meanwhile, on Dakara, Daniel, Jackson, and Teal'c had finally managed to smooth things over with the Free Jaffa Nation. The angry father had been appeased by the fact that Lieutenant Sanders and his daughter would never meet again. And Daniel had written a formal apology from Stargate Command to the High Council. Little did anybody know that Yara, the female Jaffa in questions, had plans of her own.
My name is Yara. I'm from Dakara, and I want my lover back. My father sees me as a thing, a tool attached to string, to be used to grow his power, to be traded like a flower. He never loved my mother, could not be brought to bother. They called this Jaffa nation free, but that is not the case for me. I'm chained by tradition, my father only wants submission. But William saw me as a person, wanted me to grow to my best version, wanted me to follow my own heart, pick my own planet for a start. My father is not just a fool, he is arrogant, mean and cruel, but I will walk my own path, even if that gets me the council's wrath.
That night, long after Teal'c and Daniel had left, Yara sneaked out of the house. She made her way to the High Council chambers. There were guards, but the building was still being repaired, so it was far from secure. She found the coordinates for the Tory facility known as the Alpha Site. They, and the current access code, were written down in a ledger in the council's meeting chamber. She had just finished memorizing them when a guard walked in on her. She knocked the man out and ran.
Seize her! Don't let her get away! If she escapes, the council will surely flay! Yes, we gods will have to pay! Grab her, lock her up, then her father can make this madness stop! Tradition must be upheld, rebellion like this quell. We are the free Jaffa nation, but don't tolerate this kind of agitation. And Master Brontak isn't here, no words of his to fear. The traditionalists rule here now, can't have Yara put a crack in that somehow. Seize her, put her in the cells, cause that's the approach that quells.
Despite the guards' best efforts, Yara made it to the Stargate. She quickly dialed the Alpha Site. Fortunately, the device needed to transmit the clearance code had been next to the ledger where she had found the address and code. She transmitted the code and walked through the puddle. By the time the guards reached the gate, the wormhole had already disconnected again. Yara stepped out of the puddle to find her lover, Lieutenant William Sanders, waiting for her. He had only just returned to the base. As soon as he saw her, he ran up to her and hugged her.
I missed you with all my heart. Felt like my guts were torn apart. Without you, I'm incomplete. But I know there's no foe we can't defeat. Blast them all, blast the rules, those narrow-minded traditionist fools. You're the thing that makes me
While Yara and William reunited at the Alpha site, something sinister was happening back on Earth.
It is time to make my move. Get into the hole up the ladder group. The jammers in gate room are all off. I disable them like a pro. Nobody knows what I'm about to do, and that includes General Landry too. Leaving my post for the last time, wiping the logs to hide my crime. Room, waiting for the program's doom. My allies are ready to beam the gate. Nobody will notice until it's too late. Soon I will be gone. Make right everything that's wrong. I will finally have my proper place. Wipe the Lucian Alliance from the galaxy's face. Ah, yeah! It is time to make my move. Get into the hole up the ladder grove. The jammers in gate room are all off. I disable them like a pro. Nobody knows what I'm about to do, and that includes General Landry too. Leaving my post for the last time, wiping the logs to hide my crime.
In his Vancouver office, Alan Smithy got a reply from legal. What he read made his stomach drop. He'd been too late. The fool had already posted Act 2. He let out a pained yelp that would have made Darth Vader jealous if he had heard it.
No, this cannot be. Legal told me we need an Act 3. Why is that happening to me? The infamous Alan Smithy, Walter stole the gate. My message was too late, and we can't leave the fans on a cliffhanger again. They still haven't forgiven us for not giving universe a proper end. I know that doesn't rhyme, but I'm only worried probably in tonight.
Landry oversaw the control chaos of the control room. People were running to and fro, trying to figure out how the Stargate had been stolen. And more importantly, by who. Down in the gate room, Sergeant Dan Seiler was running a diagnostic on the jammers that were supposed to keep this whole thing from happening.
Somebody stole the Stargate. Security got here too late, and Walter is gone. That timing is just wrong. We had jammers to stop him in tech, but sabotage turned their coding into dread. Landry is really mad, so being down here is not so bad. This code is going to be a long fix. It's full of errors and ticks. Even a computer will need hours to straighten it out. It'll be a messy bout. This happened before and was not supposed to happen again, which means that I'm not a fan. But fixing the code means that at least I've got a plan.
Meanwhile, in a hidden basement somewhere in Cuba, Walter was checking his brand-new uniform in the mirror. That done, he headed into the new Stargate command. Once part of a wine factory, this place would now be the heart of Cuba's new interstellar empire.
I am now El Generale, I am something speciale. This space is my command. Our expansion is at hand. We will change the galaxy, thanks to a brilliant plan by me. We are better than those American capitalist figs and the British in their powdered wigs. Russia can go packing. Once the alliance bodies will start stacking. China can forget seeing the stars. We will block them out with bars. Cuba will now represent
2 days had passed since the gate had been stolen. One of Earth's spaceships, the Odyssey, had been gathering intelligence from Earth's alien allies. They had discovered that Cuban Stargate teams were attacking the Lucian Alliance all over the galaxy. At the same time, all of the American Stargate teams that had been off-world when the gate had been stolen had regrouped at the Alpha site. The bad news was that Stargate Command had not had any luck finding the Cuban base. Wherever it was shielded from sensors. Yara was still at the Alpha site. Going back to Dakara would end with her in jail, so that was not an option. It was her suggestion they attack through the Stargate. Once they took the base, they would be able to signal another Earth ship, the Apollo. Apollo would then be able to return the Stargate to Cheyenne Mountain. The problem was that the gate had been stolen with its iris. If it was functional, it could block Yara's plan. So they needed to get their hands on a Cuban iris code. Fortunately, Yara had a plan to ambush one of the Cuban teams.
Planet alive, leaked it to a Cuban spy, made sure it's something they will buy. When they come to this place, we'll freeze their pace. And once we have the code, we'll invade the Cuban abode. The iris won't stop us, the raid will be quite a rush. To get the Stargate back, put the program back on track. Walter's got some explaining to do, so we'll make sure that happens too. I see our targets coming, they're not walking, they are running. Seems our plan is going fine. Moving along in its own time, now it's time to make our move. Keep things in the groove. Targets coming, they're not walking, they are running. Seems our plan is going fine. Moving along in its own time, now it's time to make our move. Keep things in the groove. Keep things in the groove.
The plan had worked. Once William, Yara, and their team had captured the Cubans, it hadn't been hard to get the iris code. William had bribed one of the team members with chocolate. Sanders threw a canister with sedative gas through the puddle. Then he counted to 10 before leading the charge. The gas had done its job. Everybody was knocked out except Walter. The general was carrying an AK-47, which he was aiming at Yara. But before he could pull the trigger, Sanders shot him. Walter fell to the floor, clearly dead, but he didn't bleed. Instead, a blue liquid that appeared to be some kind of coolant spread from the body. Walter had been replaced by some kind of android. In the meantime, Yara had found the main breaker of the base. She yanked it, and the base power to whatever jammed the sensors died. 5 seconds later, the Apollo teleported away the team and the Stargate.
Now we need to find the real Walter. This droid isn't even good as a salter, and security did Major League falter. Landry will be really mad, which will be really bad. No man left behind, Walter is one of a kind. We're gonna get him back before the Pentagon gives us flack. And we'll take that android thing apart to find clues on where to start, 'cause there might be a bigger plot, and this is the only thing we've got time to go. There are things we need to know.
Once the Stargate was back in place, they set to searching for Walter in earnest. They found him on a certain tropical planet where the beaches went on forever. He returned to Stargate Command and was sent to the infirmary to be checked out. As for William Sanders and Yara, her father Roland had finally accepted that they were together. The two of them had returned to the Alpha site together to figure out their future. In the meantime, on Cuba, a general sipped whiskey. Everything had gone as planned. The Cubans would negotiate with the Americans to get their off-world teams back. Besides, the only team with an actually important mission had been Team 5. They had gone to buy Goa'uld brainwash technology at an off-world market. By the time the Americans had invaded, the deal had been made and the technology had been secured elsewhere on the island. The general continued sipping his whiskey and smiled as his eyes glowed. The end.